Actually Fox News analyst and former homicide investigator Rod Wheeler joins us live this morning to talk about the investigation. Rod, let's start with this one. You know, not a whole lot of information coming out yet. Why do you think they aren't releasing more details at this point?
Well, good morning, John. There's a number of reasons, I think, why the FBI as well as the Massachusetts State Police have not released a lot of information. And the main reason is because this investigation, believe it or not, is still a very fluid investigation. There's a lot of individuals that they've been looking at lately, as we know, and there's other individuals, from what my sources are telling me, that the FBI still have yet to interview. So I think that's why they're not sort of spilling the beans at this point, if you will, John.
You know, Rod, I think it surprised a lot of people here in Orlando that an investigation like this was taking place right here in our own backyard. But you see this all the time. Is it safe to assume that in this day and age, these types of investigations are underway everywhere?
Well, pretty much so. But let me just connect the dots for you and the viewers real quick as to how this case ended up in Orlando. Now, as we know, after the Boston bombings, a lot of evidence was recovered by the FBI. One piece of evidence that was very critical, which actually led the FBI to Orlando, was the cell phone of Tsarnaev. He was the second suspect, the guy that was killed in the first bombing, right? So as a result of that, the police started looking at the associations of Timberlane, and that took them to Orlando, which was the guy, Ibragim, that was confronted by the FBI Tuesday night. And that's how they ended up in Orlando. There's other individuals, possibly even some in Orlando, that the FBI still have to investigate.
From an investigator standpoint, where do they go from here to make sure that they have everybody that they think is associated?
Well, I think it's going to take a little bit more time, probably to the tune of about 2 weeks, John. Again, there's still a number of individuals out there that the FBI need to interview to try to kind of put a closure to this case. But again, this case is very fluid. There's quite a few people left to talk to.
All right, Fox News analyst Rod Wheeler, always good to talk to you. We'll talk to you soon, Rod. And we, of course, have much more on this story throughout the morning this morning. Coming up in our next half hour, you're going to hear from the martial arts trainer who used to work with the suspect here in Orlando. We're also going to take you live to Boston for reaction from there.